City has hit exactly 3.0%. And as a result, we do need to close our schools for the coming days.
At one point, New York City was the epicenter of the COVID-19 pandemic, and being back in Manhattan for the unforeseeable future, I thought it'd be interesting to make a video about how it's like to train while being in the pandemic. I have lived in New York City for the past 3 summers now, so while I'm not going to consider myself a native, I do have a sort of idea of how it's like when it is bustling and how it normally is, especially during the summertime. Usually New York City is packed with tourists. There's a lot of things going on. However, in the most recent weeks and even so much days, the coronavirus has gotten a lot worse. There have been record number of cases daily, and everything seems to be going in lockdown. I think New Yorkers in general are up for the challenge when it comes to being faced with adversity and having to go through rough times together. Throughout New York City's history, the community has come together in trying times, and that's definitely something that I noticed here during my runs. Most often than not, people are wearing masks. I'd say 8 to 10 people are wearing masks, which is a pretty substantial amount of people if you really think about it. I trained in San Diego this past summer, and I'd honestly say that 2 out of 10 people would be wearing a mask at any given point. There's a huge contrast in that sense. I think people are taking it a lot more seriously here, and especially nowadays because of how bad coronavirus has gotten. New York City is nowhere near the amount of people that it usually holds, and that's especially because of the tourists are not coming anymore, and it just feels like New York City is quite honestly a little barren. It kind of feels that New York City is really relatively quiet, especially at nighttime. There aren't a lot of things going on, and during my runs in Central Park, which is usually packed, there aren't that many people, as you can see during this video. So if there's anything that I noticed is that this is unprecedented in our entire history within the past century. This Spanish flu back in the early 1900s was something that none of us got to experience, and I think now that we're experiencing it firsthand, we really understand what it means and the measures that people are trying to take to curtail the progression of this virus. Last thing I'll say, while it is hard running in a mask, and I'm very cautious when it comes to putting my mask down, it's that we're gonna get past this, and a lot of vaccine news have come out recently, and I'm pretty optimistic that things will look better within the coming months. But until then, I'm gonna continue wearing my mask and just suck it up, because there's a lot bigger things happening besides running during this time. So hopefully this brought and shed some light into the situation here in New York City. But if you like this content, please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I look forward to making more of it in the future. Thanks.